I stood at the mirror in Lena's hallway, smoothing the creases on my dress uniform with shaking hands. The metals caught the light like tiny fires. For months, that shine kept me breathing. Stop fussing, I told myself. You made it home. Lena's voice carried from the living room. Evan, did you park close enough? My uncle hates walking. A man answered, low and polite. Yes, ma'am. Right by the front steps. Hearing another man in my home felt wrong, even if he was the driver. I picked up my cap and walked out. Lena looked up and froze. Oh, you're wearing that. This? I tried to smile. It's my uniform. They said welcome home, so I thought. She blinked fast. It's just a lot. Everyone will stare. Let them, I said. I wore it because I kept my promise. Her mouth tightened. We're already late. Evan waited by the door, hand behind his back. He avoided my eyes like they burned. I held out my hand. I'm Noah. He hesitated, then shook. Evan. Welcome back, sir. Don't call me sir, I said. I'm not your officer. Lena grabbed her purse. Can we go? In the car, I sat in the back beside Lena like a guest. She stared out the window. Evan drove smoothly, like he owned the road. I leaned closer. Hey, talk to me. What? She said without looking. I'm home. My throat tightened. I kept picturing this. She finally faced me. And I kept picturing you coming back, different. I am different, I admitted. But I'm still me. She sighed. Just don't make a scene, okay? A scene. I echoed. No speeches. No war stories. My cousins get weird. I didn't survive gunfire to entertain your cousins, I said. Her eyes flashed. That tone. That's what I mean. Evan cleared his throat. We're here. The house was huge, loud, bright. Music thumped. Laughter spilled onto the lawn. I caught my breath. My hand wanted to salute, but my heart wanted to hide. Margaret leaned in and whispered, maybe you could take the jacket off inside. It's warm. It's not a costume, I said. Richard's smile stayed sharp. Noah, nobody's insulting you. We just want a night to be comfortable. Comfortable for who? I asked. Lena cut in fast. For everyone. Please. Evan's eyes flicked to Lena, then away again quickly. Richard stepped out first, tall in a blazer. Noah, the hero returns. He hugged me with a pat that felt measured. Good to see you, I said. Of course, he replied, pulling back to inspect my uniform. Very official. Margaret followed, pearls at her neck, smile fixed. Welcome home, dear. We're so proud. Thank you, I said. Lena slipped her arm from mine. Mom, the gifts are in the car. I'll have Evan handle it, Margaret said. Evan. Yes, ma'am. Evan moved at once. Richard raised his glass toward the patio. Everyone, a toast to Noah. People turned. Phones lifted. My chest warmed, then tightened. I heard whispers. He looks intense. Is that real? He wore the uniform. Lena hissed near my ear. See? Staring. I kept my face calm. Let them. Richard leaned close. Just smile. You're part of the family image now. I blinked. Image. He laughed softly. Relax. A cousin shoved a beer into my hand. Tell us the craziest thing you saw. I set the beer down. I saw kids running from explosions. The cousin's grin fell. Too heavy. Lena's nails dug into my arm. Noah. I pulled away. He asked. She forced a laugh for the crowd. He's still adjusting. You know how it is. I looked at her. Do you? Her smile didn't reach her eyes. Please. Just stand there. Don't make it about you. My stomach dropped. I stared at my medals, suddenly feeling like they were weights. Evan appeared beside Lena, holding her coat. Mrs. Lena, your shawl. She took it and didn't even glance at me. Her cheeks were pink, like she wished I were someone else. I leaned toward her and whispered, Is my uniform shameful to you? She didn't answer. She only walked into the crowd, leaving me under the lights, alone in my pride. Lena's laugh sounded fake, like it belonged to someone else. I stood near the patio doors, still in my uniform, while her cousins circled me like I was on display. Hey, soldier, one of them said, waving a phone. Do the salute thing. I'm not a trick, I answered. He smirked. Relax. It's a party. Lena stepped in. Noah, just smile. I am, I said, though my cheeks felt tight. Richard slid beside me, voice smooth. Noah's been through a lot. Let's keep it light. I leaned toward Lena. Can we talk for a second? She hissed, not here. Why not? I asked. You've ignored me all night. I'm hosting, she snapped. You're avoiding, I said. Her eyes flashed. Stop making scenes. I'm not, I said. I just want you next to me. She laughed once, sharp. You're intense. You stare at people like they're targets. I'm watching, I said. That's what kept me alive. A cousin muttered, here we go. Heat climbed my neck. I'm not telling stories. I'm asking my wife to act like my wife. Lena's voice rose. Don't say that like I owe you. I came back for you, I said. And I didn't ask you to come back like this, she shot back. Like what? I asked. Alive. Heads turned. The music seemed to fade. Richard lifted a hand. Noah, not here. Why? I asked him. Because it makes you uncomfortable? Lena grabbed my sleeve. Stop. I pulled free. Don't touch me like I'm a problem. Her jaw clenched. You make everything about your sacrifice. It was my sacrifice, I said. I missed birthdays. I missed holidays. I missed you. You missed me, she repeated loud. I lived a whole life without you. I wrote you every week, I said. And I read them, she snapped. Do you want a trophy? Whisper spread. Awkward. He's scary. Poor Lena. I try to breathe. I just want respect. Lena stepped closer, eyes bright with anger. Respect? You walk in here dressed like a funeral and expect applause. It's my uniform, I said. It's who I am. No, she said. It's what you hide behind. My chest hurt. What does that mean? It means you don't know how to be normal, she said. You don't know how to be my husband. I am your husband, I said. She glanced at the watching faces, and I saw her choose pride over me. Fine, she said. You want a show? Before I could answer, her palm cracked across my cheek. The sound was small, but the silence after it was huge. My skin burned. My ears rang. Nobody moved. I whispered, Lena. Richard cleared his throat. Everyone, give them space. Margaret's lips tightened, but she didn't step forward. People looked away like I was something they didn't want to catch. I lowered my hand. Did you just slap me? Lena's voice turned cold. Don't make it worse. I nodded quietly because if I spoke, I might shatter. I walked out through the side gate into the dark. Behind me, music restarted. Laughter returned. The party swallowed my shame. Later, our living room was quiet. Lena came in and tossed her purse on the table. I said, why did you do that? She didn't look at me. Because you pushed. I asked for a conversation, I said. You hit me. You embarrassed me, she snapped. How? I asked. By standing there? She finally faced me. By being boring. By being broken. By coming home and acting like a stranger. Broken, I repeated. She scoffed. You jump at noises. You don't laugh. The war took whatever was fun about you. It also kept me alive, I said. And now I'm stuck with the leftovers, she said. I stepped closer. I'm trying, Lena. She pointed to my uniform. Take it off. I hate looking at it. My hands trembled as I unbuttoned the jacket. I wore this for us. She laughed bitter. You wore it for attention. That lie landed like a blade. I grabbed my duffel from the closet. Where are you going? She asked flat. Somewhere I'm not a burden, I said. She crossed her arms. Good. Maybe you'll finally think. I walked out. The street was quiet, my cheeks still throbbing. I glanced back at the driveway. Evan's car wasn't there. I called Lena once. No answer. Twice. Straight to voicemail. Cold fear slid into my gut as I stared at the empty space and listened to the ringing die. I stood under the streetlight, phone in my hand, staring at the empty driveway. My cheeks still burned. Lena, I said in a voicemail, call me. No reply. I walked back inside, keys shaking. The house smelled wrong, like new cologne. Lena, I called. Her heels clicked from the hallway. Why are you back? Where's Evan? I asked. She folded her arms. Why does it matter? It matters, I said. His car is gone. She looked away. You're imagining things. I opened the trash can. 2 wine glasses. 1 lipstick mark that wasn't mine. Stop, she said. Don't dig. Tell me, I said. Tell me now. Silence stretched. I said, did you sleep with him? Her eyes lifted. No shock. No denial. She whispered, you left. I stepped outside, I said. I didn't leave you. She laughed softly. You left us months ago. Evan's jacket hung on the chair. Not mine. His. You planned this, I said. She shrugged. He listens. He drives, I said. That's his job. He wants more, she said. Unlike you. I felt small. I gave everything. You gave rules, she said. You gave silence. I asked how long. Long enough, she said. My chest tightened. Tonight. She nodded once. Tonight. I heard a car pass outside. The sound felt like betrayal. I said, look at me. She met my eyes cold. I deserve more, Noah. More than loyalty? I asked. More than waiting? She said. I grabbed my duffel. So I'm replaced. She replied. You were already gone. I zipped the bag. Tell Evan congratulations. Her mouth twisted. Don't be dramatic. I paused at the door. He wants my life. She didn't answer. Outside, the air felt heavy. I walked until my legs shook. I dialed Mark. You up? He said, always. What happened? I lost my home, I said. Where are you? He asked. Anywhere, I said. Can I crash? Come over, he said. Bring the bag. His apartment was plain and quiet. He handed me water. He asked, she cheat? Yes, I said. With who? He asked. My driver, I said. Mark whistled. That's low. I sat on the couch. I wasn't enough. He said, that's bullshit. I hear his engine in my head, I said. Like he won. Mark said, you're breathing. He didn't win. I stared at my hands. I feel erased. He replied, you feel hurt. That passes. I want to break something, I said. Sleep first, he said. Rage lies. I lay down, eyes open. I saw her face, not denying it. I saw the empty driveway. I felt replaced, and I hated how much it hurt. Mark said, you can stay as long as you need. I asked, what if I never stop feeling this? He said, then we train through it. I said he sat in my seat. Mark replied, seats don't define men. I said, she chose him. He answered, she chose herself. I laughed once. That hurts. He said, good. It means you cared. I asked, what do I do tomorrow? He said, wake up. I said, and after? He said, one step, then another. I stared at the ceiling. I keep hearing her voice. Mark said, answer it with yours. I whispered, I'm angry. He said, use it. I said, I'm scared. He said, that's honest. I asked, will it stop? He said, it will change. I turn on my side. I feel replaced by a shadow. Mark said, shadows disappear in light. I breathed slowly. I don't want to go back. He said, you don't have to. I closed my eyes. I gave her my life. He said, you still have it. Silence followed. My phone buzzed once. No name. No message. I checked the time. Midnight passed. I thought of Evan's smile, imagined sharp and proud. I said, he thinks he won. Mark answered, let him think. I asked, what if she calls? He said, then you choose. I woke up on Mark's couch with my jaw clenched and my shirt stuck to my back. Mark stood over me. You were talking in your sleep. I wasn't talking, I said. I was reliving. He tossed me a bottle of water. Drink, then shower. You smell like a bar. I didn't go to a bar, I said. He pointed at the empty bottle on the floor. Then explained that. I stared at it. I needed something to shut my head off. Mark sat on the coffee table. Your head won't shut off. It's trying to keep you alive. I'm not overseas. I snapped. No, he said, calm. You're just under fire at home. I rubbed my face. The slap still lived on my skin like a ghost. I can't afford rent. I can't afford pride. I can't even afford sleep. You can afford truth, Mark said, and you can afford help. I don't need a stranger poking my brain. I muttered. You need somebody who won't lie to you, he said. I'm biased. I want to punch Evan. The name made my stomach twist. He's spending my life like it's his. Mark leaned closer. Then stop watching and start building. With what? I asked. My duffel bag. With your hands, he said. With your training. With whatever you have left. I laughed dry. All I have left is anger. Good, he said. Anger can move you. Booze just buries you. He held out a flyer. Veterans Center. Free counseling. Walk in. I stared at it like it was a trap. Counseling won't fix betrayal. It won't, Mark said, but it might fix you. An hour later, I stood in a hallway that smelled like disinfectant. A woman in a gray cardigan opened a door. I'm Sarah, she said. You know, I nodded. Yeah. She didn't look at my face like a puzzle. She looked like she had time. Come in. I sat in a chair that was soft. My leg bounced without permission. Sarah said, "You can talk, or you can sit. Either counts." I swallowed. My wife slapped me. Sarah's eyebrows lifted, not in shock, just in attention. "In public?" "Yes," I said. "Then she slept with my driver." Mark's words echoed. Truth. I hated how saying it made it real. Sarah asked, "What did you feel first?" "Nothing," I lied. She waited. "Heat," I admitted. "In my cheek. In my chest." Then small. "Smaller than what?" she asked. "Smaller than a man should feel," I said. Sarah leaned forward. "When did you start measuring your worth by her hands?" I blinked. "What? You said you felt small," she said. "Who taught you that your size depends on her approval?" I opened my mouth, then closed it. My throat burned. I thought if I came back alive, I'd earn love. Sarah said, "Love isn't a paycheck." I stared at the floor. It felt like one. She asked, "What did you tell yourself overseas?" "That she was waiting," I said. "That I was coming home to something safe." "And now?" Sarah asked. "Now my safe place is a couch," I said, voice rough. "And I hate needing it." Sarah said, "Needing help doesn't make you weak." "It makes me exposed," I said. She nodded. "Exposure is scary, but it's also where healing starts." When I left, Mark was outside smoking. "So," I said. She asked questions that hurt. He smirked. "Good hurt or bad hurt?" "Both," I said. "Like cleaning a wound." Mark flicked ash. "Rumor mill says Lena took Evan to the marina last night." My hands tightened. "Marina?" "Yeah," Mark said. "And Evan's been flashing a watch he can't afford." I stared ahead. "He's wearing what I used to wear." Mark said, "Let them play dress up." "I want to ruin him," I whispered. Mark looked at me hard. "Do you want revenge? Or do you want a life?" I breathed in slow. I saw Lena's cold eyes. I saw Evan's empty driveway spot. Then I saw my own hands. Mark asked, "What's the first step?" "Work," I said. "Any real work." He nodded. "Security. Warehouse. Anything with a paycheck." "I hate that I'm starting over," I admitted. "You're not starting over," he said. "You're starting forward." I rubbed my eyes. "And sleep?" "You'll sleep when you stop fighting the truth," he said. "Until then, we keep moving." "One day," I said. I breathed slowly. "I want control," I said. "Not blood." Mark nodded once. "Then we start today." Mark slid the security uniform across the table. "Try it on." I ran my fingers over the cheap fabric. "Feels like paper." "It's a paycheck," he said. "Paper pays bills." I pulled it on and looked at myself in his cracked mirror. No medals. No flags. Just a black polo with security on the chest. Mark nodded. "Still looks like you." "I don't feel like me," I said. "You will," he replied. "First shift starts tonight." At the site, the supervisor, Carlos, scanned my ID. "Military?" "Yes," I said. "Good," he said. "Walk your route. Log everything. No ego." When the gate closed, the silence hit different than Mark's couch silence. This silence had rules. I paced, checked corners, listened. My body remembered how to work even when my heart didn't. After my first round, Carlos stopped me near the cameras. "You walking like you expect a sniper." I said, "Habit." He shrugged. "Habit keeps you alive, but don't scare tenants. Smile if someone talks to you." "If I smile, will it hurt less?" I asked. Carlos snorted. "Kid, nothing hurts less. You just carry it better." When my shift ended, Mark met me outside with coffee. "How'd it go?" "I didn't quit," I said. "That's step one," he replied. "Step two is not calling her." "I didn't," I said, and even saying it felt like a win. Mark nodded. "See? You can choose." Even my chest felt a little less tight. On break, I texted Sarah, "I got a job." She replied, "Proud of you. No guilt tonight." At our next session, Sarah asked, "What did you tell yourself when Lena left?" I stared at the carpet. "That I failed." "Why?" she asked. "Because if I was better, she wouldn't need Evan," I said. Sarah's voice stayed steady. "You're blaming yourself for her choice." She said I changed, I muttered. "You changed because you survived," she said. "That's not a crime." I swallowed. Part of me wants to show up at her door. And then, Sarah asked. I'd beg, I admitted, or I'd explode. Sarah nodded. "So choose control." After the session, I drove to my parents' house. My mom opened the door and grabbed my face like she needed proof. "Noah," she whispered, "you're real." I'm real, I said. I'm sorry I disappeared. My dad stepped in, voice rough. Where's Lena? I set my bag down. Not with me. Mom's eyes sharpened. Did she hurt you? I didn't want to say it, but the words came anyway. She left, and she didn't leave alone. Dad's fist tightened. I'll call her father. Don't, I said. I'm done begging that family to see me. Mom pulled out a chair. Sit. Eat. I sat, but my stomach stayed closed. Dad said, softer. Are you working? Night security, I said. It's not much, but it's mine. Dad nodded. Work is dignity, and dignity is armor. When I left, my phone buzzed. Lena's name filled the screen like a bruise. I answered. What do you want? Her voice was smooth. So you're alive. That's your opener? I said. She laughed. I heard you're doing night shifts. I just wanted to see if you're still unstable. I'm stable, I said. I'm just not yours. Her tone sharpened. You always begged. You begged me to stay. Not anymore, I said. A pause. So you're proud now? I'm quiet, I said. There's a difference. She scoffed. Come talk like adults. I did, I said. You slapped me. Her breath caught, then hardened. You're still on that? I'm on my life, I answered. She went cold. Fine. Don't call me when you miss me. I won't, I said. The line went dead. My hands didn't shake this time. 2 days later, an unknown number called. This is Captain Tom Reeves, the voice said. Noah, you got a minute? Yes, sir, I said before I could stop myself. He chuckled. Relax. Mark told me you're back. I'm working nights, I said. Tom said, I've got a contract job. Private security. Better pay. Quiet work. You interested? My throat tightened. Why offer me that? Because you were solid, he said. And betrayal doesn't erase value. I stared out at the dark road. When do I start? Monday, Tom said. Bring discipline. Leave rage. After I hung up, I didn't feel victorious. I felt steady. That night, I didn't text Lena. I walked my rounds, wrote my logs, and let the silence do what shouting never could, make her absence loud. I was logging camera times when Mark called. You sitting down? I'm standing, I said. Why? He got fired, Mark said. I stopped walking. Who? Evan, he replied. Caught skimming cash from Richard's accounts. Dumb bastard used the company card. I closed my eyes. So it wasn't just me. Nope, Mark said. Turns out ambition beats patience. I exhaled slowly. And Lena? Mark laughed without humor. Her friends are disappearing. Nobody wants drama. I leaned against the wall. I didn't do anything. That's the best part, he said. You didn't have to. 2 days later, my doorbell rang at midnight. I already knew who it was. I opened the door. Lena stood there, eyes sharp, lips tight. So this is where you live now? What do you want? I asked. She pushed past me. Don't act calm. I know this is your doing. I shut the door. You always think I'm pulling strings. You are, she snapped. Evan's gone. People are whispering. My father barely speaks to me. I cross my arms. Sounds like consequences. She laughed brittle. You're enjoying this. I shook my head. That's the strange part. I'm not. She stared at me like she didn't recognize me. You ruined my life. You made choices, I said. I made distance. She stepped closer. You always needed me. I looked at her carefully. I needed a partner. You needed an audience. Her face flushed. I stood by you. No, I said. You waited for me to stop being useful. She scoffed. Evan understood me. He understood opportunity, I said. And now he's gone. She slammed her hand on the table. Say something angry. Yell at me. I don't need to, I replied. That hurt her more than shouting ever did. She lowered her voice. You were boring, but you were safe. I nodded. I was steady. You confused that for weak. Her eyes wavered. I didn't think you'd survive without me. I didn't think I'd want to, I said. Turns out I do. She looked around my apartment. This is small. It fits, I said. She whispered. I miss you. I answered honestly. I miss who I thought you were. She swallowed. You're really done. Yes, I said. Not because I hate you. Because I finally like myself. Her shoulders sagged. My friends won't answer my calls. I know that feeling, I said. She snapped. Don't pretend you understand. I slept on a couch with nothing but a duffel bag, I said. I understand. She flinched. You left. I was pushed, I said. Then I chose not to return. Silence stretched between us. She searched my face. "Why aren't you begging?" she asked. I replied, "Because begging didn't save me. Leaving did." She laughed softly, almost breaking. "I thought you'd fight for me." "I fought for years," I said. "Just not tonight." Her voice cracked. "I made a mistake." "I know," I said, "but it's not mine to fix." She wiped her eyes, angry at herself. "Evan said you'd come crawling back." I smiled faintly. "Evan doesn't know me." She looked small then, truly small. "What am I supposed to do?" "That's not my job anymore," I said. She stepped toward the door, then stopped. "You were my stability." "I offered it freely," I said. "You threw it away." Her hand trembled on the knob. "You're really walking away." "I already did," I said. She left without another word. The door closed softly behind her. I stood there listening to my own breathing. No shaking. No fire. My phone buzzed. Mark texted, "You okay?" I replied, "Better than okay." I sat down and realized my chest felt light. Not empty. Free. I didn't win. I didn't destroy anyone. I just stopped holding what burned me. Outside, a car passed. Not Evan's. Not hers. I smiled once and went back to my logs, letting karma finish the work quietly. I started waking up before my alarm. Not because I was scared, but because I had a plan. Mark noticed first. "You're up early again," he said, rubbing his eyes. "Who are you?" "I'm the guy who got tired of feeling useless," I said. He pointed at my shoes by the door. "Running." 2 miles, I said. "Then work." Mark whistled. "Look at you. Mr. Routine." I shrugged. Routine keeps my head quiet. At the Veterans Center, Sarah met me with her notebook. "How's the sleep?" "Better," I said. "I still wake up sometimes, but I don't reach for a bottle." She smiled. "What do you reach for?" "My phone," I admitted. "And?" she asked. "I don't call her," I said. I breathe. I get up. I move. Sarah leaned back. "That's control." I stared at my hands. "It feels weird." "Weird can be good," she said. "Any guilt today?" I exhaled. "Less. But it shows up like a bad song." Sarah asked, "What does it say?" I swallowed. "It says I should have been softer, funnier, easier." She tapped her pen. "And what do you say back?" "I say I was loyal," I said. "I say I came home. I say I didn't deserve a slap." Sarah nodded. "Good. Say it again." "I didn't deserve a slap," I repeated louder. She smiled like she'd been waiting for that sentence. "There's your truth." After the session, Tom called. "Noah, you free this weekend?" "Depends," I said. "You trying to work me to death?" He laughed. "I'm trying to pay you. Site needs an extra lead." "I can do it," I said. "Bring your calm," he said. "The job's easy. People aren't." "I've handled worse," I said, and I meant it. That night, Mark tossed me a protein bar. "You're not drowning anymore." "I'm still wet," I said. He grinned. "Yeah, but you're swimming." We ate in silence for a minute. Then he said, "I'm proud of you." I froze. "Don't get soft on me." "I'm serious," he said. "A month ago, you looked like you wanted to vanish." "I did," I admitted. "And now?" he asked. "Now I want to build," I said. "Even if it's slow." Mark nodded. "That's the man I remember." I looked at him. "You knew me before the uniform." "Yeah," he said. "And you're closer to that guy now than you think." My phone buzzed while I was brushing my teeth. A message preview lit the screen. "Lena, I'm sorry. Please read this." My stomach tightened, then settled. I didn't feel the old pull. I felt distance, like a door that had already closed. Mark called from the living room. "Everything good?" I walked out holding the phone. She texted. He raised his eyebrows. "What's it say?" "I haven't opened it," I said. He sat up. "You want me to read it?" "No," I said. "If I open it, it's like I'm inviting her back in." Mark nodded slowly. "So don't." I stared at the screen. My thumb hovered, then dropped. "I used to think closure was a speech," I said. "An apology? A perfect answer." Mark asked, "And now?" "Now I think closure is waking up and not checking her driveway." I said. "It's eating breakfast. It's doing my job. It's not shaking when my name comes up." Mark pointed at my chest. "That's peace." The next day, Sarah asked, "Did Lena contact you?" "Yes," I said. "And?" she asked. I didn't respond, I said. I let the phone rest in silence. Sarah's eyes softened. "How did that feel?" "Like I finally chose myself," I said. "Like I stopped negotiating my dignity." Sarah nodded. "That's maturity." I hesitated. Does that mean I forgive her? It can, she said, if forgiveness means you stop carrying poison. I frowned. But I don't want her back. You don't need reconciliation to forgive, Sarah said. Forgiveness can be private. I sat with that. So I can let go without letting in. Yes, she said. That's strength. On my way out, I finally opened Lena's message. It was long. It was full of regret. It had words like mistake, lonely, and I miss you. I didn't hate her while I read it. I didn't love her either. I felt something calmer. Acceptance. I deleted it. Mark saw my face when I got home. You read it? Yeah, I said. And, he asked. I'm done, I said. Not angry done. Just done. He smiled. Good. What's next? I looked at my schedule on the fridge. Tomorrow, I run. Then I work. Then I live. Mark clapped my shoulder. That's a plan. I nodded. I survived war, but that's not what made me strong. He tilted his head. Then what did? I answered. I survived her, and I didn't turn into her. The backyard was full of noise, kids running, adults laughing, plates clinking. Mark handed me a soda. You good? He asked. I'm here, I said. That's better than before. He raised an eyebrow. You're more than just here, man. Look at you. I looked toward the patio door. My reflection stared back. Clean shirt, calm eyes, no shadows under them. I don't even recognize that guy, I said. Yeah, Mark said, because you built him from scratch. My cousin waved from the grill. Noah, come eat. Give me a sec, I called. Mark leaned closer. You still think about her? I exhaled. Not like I used to. What does that mean? He asked. It means I remember, I said, but it doesn't control me. He nodded. You don't flinch when her name comes up anymore. I flinched so long, I forgot what stillness felt like. He chuckled. And now? I'm steady, I said. I didn't get revenge, but I got free. My phone buzzed. A new number. The message read, I heard you're doing well. I miss your quiet. Mark peeked over my shoulder. Her. Yeah, I said. You gonna answer? He asked. No. He smiled. Why not? Because I'm not her safety net, I said. I'm my own foundation now. Damn, Mark muttered. Write that on a wall somewhere. My aunt walked by holding a tray. You look healthier, Noah. Thanks, I said. It's the peace diet. She laughed. Well, keep it up. You seem lighter. I am, I said. Later, I sat by the fence sipping my drink. My dad pulled up a chair. Proud of you, son, he said. For what? I asked. For not disappearing, he said. We were worried. I almost did, I said. But I found something better. He nodded. What's that? Myself, I said. And it cost everything. Dad clapped my shoulder. Good trade. I thought about Lena. Not with rage, not even with regret. Just distance. She was a chapter. I was the story. Mark joined me again. You know what I noticed? What? I asked. You're not trying so hard to be strong anymore. I'm just being, I said. That's enough. He grinned. So what's next? I don't know, I said. But I'm not afraid of it. Not even a little. Maybe a little, I admitted. But not enough to stop me. He raised his drink. To freedom. I clinked his glass. To becoming. The sun dipped lower. Music played behind us. Laughter echoed. No medals. No applause. Just breath, presence, and peace. I didn't win. I didn't conquer. But I didn't crawl back either. I lost a life that was killing me. And in the ruins, I found myself. I was never built for begging. I was built to rebuild. And I did. Now I walk forward. Not owned. Not broken. Just free.